Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com.
And I'm Bob. Happy Friday.
Welcome back to our Top 5 Friday ski industry news videos. We missed last week, unfortunately. I was down in Atlanta.
Yeah, big city.
Yeah. I strongly recommend the Georgia Aquarium.
Yeah, you took a lot of good pictures of jellyfish and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep. And if you're really into Coca-Cola, you can also go to the Coca-Cola Museum, which is right next door, and then take a stroll through Centennial Park.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nice.
Nice place, yeah. But seriously, go to the Georgia Aquarium. The place is insane. I'm a big whale shark enthusiast now.
Now.
Yeah.
But you weren't before?
No.
Sweet.
Yeah, and that's it for this week's. A couple, this was a fun week. I think I mentioned it last Friday. I posted something about not having a top 5 video and said that we'd kind of be back to regular scheduled programming this week, and it was a busy week. Was it Wednesday, binding comparison?
Yeah, binding's Wednesday.
So that was really fun.
Yep.
That was our first time sitting and doing a binding comparison together. The last time we did, or the only other time we've done any binding comparison, was just me. We'll do another one, kind of focusing more on touring bindings, which will be interesting because there's a lot of different stuff there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this comment, but somebody was asking if we could cover cast and daymakers, which are basically new versions of alpine trekkers.
Yeah, adapting.
Yeah,
adapting
exactly.
style.
And I'm more than happy to oblige. Some of those things we don't physically have in the building, but we can certainly talk about them.
Yeah.
Because I think it's interesting. I also historically was a big advocate of alpine trekkers.
Do you still have them?
I think Do you want me to bring them in for the video?
Yeah, we must have we bought a bunch of those contour
things,
adapters.
Yeah, for junior, kids use them a lot. Yeah, I always had a theory, and I'm pretty sure it's based in some actual fact that the smaller your boot, the better alpine trekkers worked, because a lot of people would complain about twisting.
Yeah.
But the way that they adjust, the smaller your boot, the more the two metal wings are overlapping,
right.
So you have double metal, and I always at a 285 boot sole, seem kind of fine.
They also look pretty sleek now.
The new ones.
New ones look pretty good.
Yeah, and people still really hate on them, but it's a viable option.
Yeah, especially if you don't want to get a touring binding or a touring boot.
Yeah, it's definitely the easiest thing to do,
right.
And it's not going to work as well as a dedicated touring setup, but
will on the downhill.
I'm not going to fault you for
right.
making decisions. A couple comparisons. We did this powder ski comparison. We filmed it yesterday. It just went up this morning. So if you haven't seen that yet, check that out. All the skis, the remnants of it are still up here behind us, and one of them will come up later in Top 5 Fridays.
Sweet.
And then our 40th winter anniversary sale is still going on. I don't think we've had an opportunity to talk about this in Top 5 Fridays because it started Monday of last week. So we're doing a 40th winter anniversary sale. It is truly our 40th winter in business. It's not the 40th winter for Ski Essentials, but our owner, he started Bedside Tuners 40 years ago. And I don't know that we've ever talked about Bedside Tuners before, but it's kind of an interesting story while we're here. Him and his wife would drive around town and pick up your skis to get tuned and tune them overnight, and they would deliver them back to your condo or home or hotel along with a freshly baked muffin.
Yeah. It's a great concept.
It's a fantastic business model. And I want to know, I got to sit down and ask when we stopped with the muffins.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the muffins haven't carried through. And if you go to Pinnacle now and
buy a pair of skis, you get a muffin?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
People are going to be angry. The internal people in our company are going to be angry if all of a sudden there's demand for muffins. So anyways, it is truly a big sale. We don't do huge site-wide sales like this very often, but there's free base treatments for 2025 skis and boards. We dropped pricing by like significant amounts on 2024 ski and binding combo packages. We have historically referred to those here as killer deals, although I'm sort of getting away from that because I think it's confusing. It's not a great descriptor.
Yeah. I mean, it is accurate. They're killer deals.
Right.
But you might not know what you get.
Yeah. So, there's great deals on that. There's package specials for like people that are looking for complete ski packages, like ski and binding and boots and poles. I would venture a guess that not many of our viewers here on Top 5 Fridays are package customers, but maybe a recreational skier that goes 4 to 5 days a year and they could benefit from something like that. What else? We've got like goggle and helmet specials. There's binding specials. There's still some STH13s up for grabs.
For not a lot of money.
I'll probably have to buy a couple more pairs. And yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting something.
It's
but
like mitten,
yeah,
all
gloves
sorts of
and mittens.
accessories and stuff like that. Yeah, it's
thank
pretty
you.
good.
Yep. So yeah, there's a lot to look through. So head on over to the site and hopefully you can find some deals. And that's all I got. You want to get into the news?
Sure.
Okay. So number one topic of the week: snow farming in Levi. Helps them achieve positive snow control. So that means that next weekend slalom races are a go. And it is truly thanks largely to their snow farming efforts. So the stat that we saw was up to 70% of their snow was actually recycled from last winter. So almost definitely wouldn't have been able to host this event without their snow farming efforts.
And is this the reindeer race?
Yes.
Where you win a reindeer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't call it that?
They don't call it the reindeer race, I don't think.
Talk about a miss.
And I'm like 90% sure that this is the reindeer race. In other news, Bob, several resorts in Colorado, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Oregon, and Idaho are all set to open this weekend. Are you going to go skiing?
Not in any of those places, nor here. So no.
Okay, good. Glad we cleared that up. I also will not be going skiing. I don't know what I just said.
I understand.
I will live vicariously through any and all of you who get to go skiing this weekend.
It's still bike riding season here. Great riding.
I haven't ridden my bike in a while. I've got the running itch right now.
Well, great running season.
It is great running season too. I'm going to go for a run tomorrow morning. And yeah, that's it. So I'm looking forward to those slalom races. I'm anxious to see when Lindsey Vonn will slot back into the mix. She did not end up racing in Solden, as we wondered if she might.
I wonder if she is a reindeer. I don't know of the history.
I don't remember if she has a reindeer. Do you remember they don't get to take them home?
It's an honorary reindeer. Yeah. I know. I get it.
Okay. Moving on. Second topic of the week. New York's big Tupper ski center sold at auction for $650,000. You could go back to a Top 5 Fridays in, I think, August if you wanted some of the backstory here. But essentially there was some uncertainty over what would happen to the ski area after the Supreme Court ruled that the area had to be put to auction rather than just paying their back taxes. Mm-hmm. So this week, I'd say locals collectively breathed a sigh of relief as two investors who already call Big Tupper home won the auction with their $650,000 bid. And they did announce that their plan is to reopen it as a community ski hill rather than a big influx of money and big development and turn it into something that it's not.
It seems like a good deal to me.
$650,000 for a ski area?
There's operational costs and other fees in there, I'm sure, but
it's only twice what I spent on my house.
Right.
So
and you weren't here this summer at some point. You weren't here, and Matt and I were doing Top 5, and there was a ski area for sale. I think it was the one in Montana that's only open in the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had voiced kind of my dreams to Matt that I always wanted to own a ski area.
Yep.
And I'm always on the lookout for stuff like this, and this one just went over my head. I missed it.
He would have been right there in the bidding.
I mean, it's a cool location. Have you checked it out? Like,
Yeah.
it's like kind of, it's not high peaks Adirondacks, but it's like north and
Yeah.
cold, and the lake's right there, and Tupper Lake is like a cool little town.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like under
Tupper Lake is a cool little town. I've driven
Yeah.
through it a few times.
under proper management, like there's no reason it shouldn't do well.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
good for them.
Yeah. But yeah, $650,000. Like, I'm sure I could live in the lodge, right?
Probably.
I don't
You
know.
could live in a lift shack if you want. You own the place.
The overhead's probably pretty significant.
Yeah, I'd imagine. And it probably went out of business because it didn't make any money and the taxes were so high.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Right. Well, anyways, congratulations to all of those that call Big Tupper home. And then third topic of the week, we have an article from skiracing.com highlighting Minnesota's Buck Hill, specifically how it is essentially a World Cup slalom skier factory. This is a 310 vertical foot hill in Minnesota, like I said, that has produced some very notable skiers. The three big names that they highlighted were Christina Kosnick, Lindsey Vonn, and Paula Moltzen. Obviously, those are three very, very talented ski racers. And they went into some of the details why. I didn't write down the coach's name. I apologize. I should have, but they have a tremendous Austrian background coach.
Yep.
And then things like night skiing, surface lifts, as well as a proximity to a pretty large urban area.
Yep.
So a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but draw parallels to Cochran's, our local hill, except for the proximity to a urban area, although Burlington.
I mean, it's in.
There are a lot of people in
Chittenden
Chittenden County,
Yeah.
now that I say that, so it is kind of similar. But yeah, Cochran's is 350
Yeah.
vertical feet.
Way bigger than Buck Hill.
Yeah, what's up now, Buck Hill? But no, it's similar. Surface lifts, night skiing. There's something to be said about surface lifts, like you're on your skis.
Yeah, your feet never leave
100%
snow.
of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like,
even uphill, you feel like you're skiing.
right, you're at least like manipulating your edges and stuff,
Yeah.
and like learning edge control. So yeah, I think it's awesome, and I wish the world had more places like this. I grew up near a small hill called Lost Valley in Maine, which has similar vibes. I actually am curious now that I say that, I wonder what the vert is at Lost Valley. I bet it's similar.
Yeah, and like I'm in Neshoba Valley, Massachusetts product.
Yeah.
They don't have the surface lift.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've skied for like 3 years on a rope tow there.
Yeah.
But yeah, those small little hills do a really good job at just producing high quality skiers. Because what else you got to do but perfect your technique or
Totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's also like tons of stories of park skiers, like growing up in the Midwest, like Nick Gepper for
Yeah.
one. I don't remember exactly where he grew up, but similar. You're right back up to the top really quickly, and like say there's only one jump, like in a given night you can hit that one jump
Yeah.
50 to 70 times, and
Yeah.
like the repetition is just awesome. So really cool. You don't have to be from Aspen or Stowe to be a world-class skier.
yeah.
You can be just about from anywhere. And then last topic of the week, this is an interesting article from Powder Magazine. They shared their list of the 17 most iconic skis. We've done similar things to this in the past. Do you remember when we had like a voting thing? It was like a bracket style,
Yeah, we did that like 2 years ago.
and like sent it out to the public
Yeah.
to vote. And then maybe like 8 years ago, we like internally did like a list of, I think, top 10 most influential skis.
yeah,
or
we used the word influential.
something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was interesting to me. I would encourage everyone to go take a look and let us know what you think. 17 of the most iconic skis of all time. My only issue, my only gripe, is that I think the oldest ski was the K2 Extreme, which feels like we're not going quite back
Yeah,
old enough.
and I think that was the thing that we caught more flack for than anything was.
And we went older than that.
We went older and kind of had more consistently older skis. But when you think about like the progression of skiing, it really, I mean, it seemed to spike in late 90s.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something to be said for that. Like, sure, you want to call out head standard with the first metal edges or something like
Right.
that, where that's an iconic ski or an influential ski. But then, really when you get into your
Late 90s, early 2000s.
late 90s,
1080.
twin tips,
Yeah.
stuff like that, and mantras and real names like.
Bob, you mean like the K2 Hellbent, the Solomon 1080, the Volant Spatula, and the Rossignol S7?
Yes, all of those very iconic.
Those are some of the highlights that I wrote down from the article. Those ones jumped out to me. I agree 100% with those. But yeah, I thought my opinion is that they could have gone older. Using the word iconic is weird. I guess it opens you up to like your own personal
right.
like perception of what that means. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe in your experience,
Right.
this was the most iconic ski.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's like the K2 TNT, the Glenn Plake ski, like the black and
Yeah.
fluorescent one. Like for me, that is like my residual image of an iconic ski is that one. So
Yeah.
this list is invalid.
What was the shape ski? The Rossignol Cut?
Yeah, there was like a cut 9.1 or something like that.
Like that's gotta be, like, I feel like that's gotta be on there. Most because that's burned into my brain of like being at ski resorts in that time period and like just seeing endless amounts of them.
I also remember like mercilessly making fun of my friend in college
For owning them?
for owning it,
Totally.
and skiing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've all kind of gone through these processes.
I think it would have been like 1997. My family came on a ski trip to Stowe. Actually, it's when I got this scar, which is a story for another time. And like, I think I wanted to try snowboarding, so like my cousins and I went and rented snowboards, and then the rest of my family went and rented shape skis.
Yep.
And they all like hated them. Like my mom been
You
skiing
can't-
her
you can't
entire
keep your
life, and
feet
she just
close
didn't.
enough
Right, she
together.
like didn't know what
Yeah.
to do. Yeah, yeah. I'll probably never forget that. So, anyways, take a look at the list. Let us know what you think. And then lastly, edits of the week. We got 4. They're all pretty darn good. First up is from Nikolai Shermer. It is called "Little Brother Joins Professional Skier at Work," and I just love the simplicity of the title. And his skiing and his content is always very fun to watch. And then second edit, we've got a slush match between Colby Stevenson and Ferdinand Dahl, 2 just incredible skiers. I love watching both of these guys ski. Shout out to Colby on those Reckoner 102s. It was really cool to see those in action.
Yep.
And yeah, great game. I know not everybody that watches these is a fan of park skiing, but that's a good one to watch even if you're not a park skier because they're ultra talented and very nice. They're both very nice and well spoken. I don't know.
The tricks for non-park skiers aren't really relatable, but the format is.
The format
like
is, yeah.
Most people have played horse or pig
Totally.
in basketball, and this is
Yeah.
that in skiing. So at least you understand where they're going with it, and it's not just a judged
Yeah.
thing where you get a score.
Right. And like even if you're completely unfamiliar, you at least get to watch the first person go.
Yeah.
And then you know what the next person has to do because
Yep.
they have to do the same thing. So anyways, and then we've got basically a full-length ski movie from Carl Fosfed, Brap Ski 4 from Crazy Carl on YouTube. And Bob, you've got his ski right behind you that we talked about yesterday or this morning, however you want to define whether we talked about it when we talked about it or whether we talked about it when the video went live. And then finally, we have powder skiing and peak foliage with our good friend, Brooks Kern.
Yeah, real kind of magical set of days here in early October.
Also, Brooks Kern needs more YouTube subscribers. For such a talented person, maybe he doesn't post that much, but go subscribe to Brooks Kern. I don't think I've ever told our audience to go subscribe. I've never even told our audience to subscribe to us. Seriously. But yeah, go subscribe to Brooks Kern. He deserves it. He's a great guy.
Very unique stuff, too.
Yeah. And yeah, another person that's just very, very friendly.
Yep.
I don't think he has a mean bone in his body. Unless it's like towards snow.
Right.
He tends to, he's
mad at snow.
hard on the snow. Anyways, that's it. Yeah, hopefully some of you are going skiing this weekend.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
Almost mid-November.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I've got like a coaching kind of clinic thing this
Yep.
weekend. I'm going to be coaching some slopestyle athletes again this winter. So I might not be skiing this weekend, but I'll at least be talking about skiing and socializing with other like-minded skiers.
Sweet.
Yeah. So hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and talk to you soon.
Bye.